Pokemon Infinite Fusion is Pokemon Fire Red with extra content and fusible Pokemon, as you can see on the video. It can make awesome fusions, just like awful and forbidden creations, which makes it a ton of fun and you should really try it on your own. I learned about this game from Moobstan, you should totally check out his videos. The game starts with an ad from Silphco, announcing the new item DNA Splicer, which lets you fuse Pokemon. We then proceeded to come downstairs, talk to our mom and our sister also, who appears to be there. We go outside and encounter Prof. Oak, who warned us about the danger of the tall grass without Pokemon. Yada yada yada, you know the drill by now, and he gives us a choice: Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. I chose Bulbasaur because it is my favorite grass type Pokemon in this region. And now the fun begins with Blue, having both Charmander and Squirtle to make a cool looking design. We beat him, proceed to Viridian City, where we get the Pokédex from the Mart but also the DNA Splicer. We give it to Oak, he gives us the Pokédex and Pokéballs, and one DNA Splicer. We then proceed to catch some Pokemon for some future fusions and buy more DNA Splicers in the Mart and start our fun. With Paris and Paris, but it's a girl. With Paris and Paris but it's a girl being fused into this awesome Rattata group with a king, which I obviously renamed it as France. We also caught a Spearow and a Hoothoot, which we fused into this cool looking Pokemon that I called Kahoot. He learned tons of great moves at the beginning, such as Hypnosis, Confusions, Pursuit, and Peck. We also caught a Pichu and a Monkey, which we fused. It looks cursed and cool at the same time. Really weird, yeah. And we called it Ali. Then at Pewter City, we took on the gym, with a new mechanic. You see, now you can only bring as many Pokemons as the gym has. Therefore, we would only be able to bring 2 Pokemons in the battle against Brock, which made it a tiny hard because his 2 Pokemons, which looked funny, had super effective attacks against Kahoot and Dry Tomato, which made it kind of difficult but managed to win on the second attempt. Also, when you win a gym battle, you get Wonder Trade coupons. I sprinted to the Poké Center to use mine, and I had to trade our beloved friends for Magdo, which made it easier to forget him because it still felt like home. And Magdo was awesome, a mix between Shedinja and Bichard, a bug steals type. It's just awesome. We proceeded to go to Mount Moon, but before that did a little training. In this fun game, you can rebattle trainers as much as you want. You won't earn any money in the end, but still gives you free XP if you find a trainer that you can grind on very easily, which is what I did to train Magdo to level 16 and the others too. Arriving at Mount Moon, I am greeted by the nurse outside of the cave, talking about thugs wearing black clothes, probably an evil organization we never heard before, and who aren't doing anything wrong and cruel to Pokemon, such as stealing them or torturing them. And I'm never wrong. It's Team Rocket. I might be wrong sometimes. Mount Moon was very annoying, to be honest. I didn't have any repels, and you can encounter a Pokemon almost every 3 steps. It had great potential with great trainers, but the encounters were just too annoying, which is a shame. While arriving at that usual smirk annoying scientist who gives us the free fossils, I actually fall against Team Rocket, and they are trying to create a fusion with 3 Pokemons at the same time. They use and force the scientist to obey what they are saying, and he's actually not mean, but actually really nice in this game. After the battle, they tried to fusion the Pokemons, but failed due to overheating. Yeah, all of those machines, and yet they didn't think of adding coolers. Without Giovanni, I don't know how bad the Team Rocket would become. At Serenan City, I first tried the gym, which should be easy considering I got Dry Tomato with me and Magdo, who are awesome and really good Pokemons. Well, I couldn't be more wrong. I got destroyed by her awesome looking Starmie. So I tried against Blue. I mean, it's Blue. No matter the difficulties, he's still To sum up, 2 minutes ago I said I'm never wrong, and I already am wrong 3 times in a row. Thank God we can grind in this game, and I evolved my Kahoot, which is... Anyway, next level it evolves again, which is much better, but I wanted to try the other form and oh my god, that's awesome! Plus it gained 3 levels, I am sure keeping that. I went back to the gym with a team and a strategy this time. Let Dry Tomato take at least 1 Pokemon and my overpowered Kahoot spam attacks, which worked, and now I have 2 badges, and also a new coupon which we are gonna use. And it really gave us an awesome Pokemon last time, so I kinda have high hopes for this one, and aww. Blue, I am back and I won't let you win with my Pokemons. I will easily defeat you. I trained a lot and I'm not afraid of you. And it's already over. It still is Blue, guys. Coming to Bill's house, this time he fused with Raiden, but you know the drill. I helped him, went straight to the SS and fought trainers, took some crab legs to give to a guy, probably Nico Tomato, fought Blue and got the HM Cup. Then proceeded to do the worst gym puzzle ever. Why Nintendo? Why? And we also got smacked by Surge. But thanks to the power of power of heal, I won, and this time I actually got 2 coupons, which is great, and this time I had a Pokemon named Kaka, which is poo in French. So automatically I laughed because I am a kid and traded him for a great Pokemon. But 200 leveled and was too lazy to train. We then headed to the cave, but first noticed we could go in the power plant, where I went and found Magnetic. I thought it could make a pretty cool fusion, and it is a cool Pokemon when it evolves, so I added Elon to the team and also evolved my Dry Tomato, and oh my fucking god, what is this thing? What happened to your Dry Tomato? I guess this is it. We have a new objective. Freak the league. Freak the Team Rocket. Our own objective is to find a Moonstone. Oh, there we go. Now it looks good, but his feet are very weird, so I decided to reverse it. And it's much more badass, although I kinda dislike the head. In the cave, I found this cool Zelda game reference where the old man gives us an Honedge, which is pretty cool reference, and seeing from Oops and videos, Honedge gives style to any Pokemon you fuse with, so we'll totally check that out. We also found this old guy who needed to cut some trees. I guess it shouldn't be that much. Oh man. After clearing this, he gave us a lemonade? What? Oh no, my bad. Also shears, which is awesome since we won't need the HM Cup now. We then went to the casino to clear the Team Rocket hideout and get the Silph Co. And this Rocket Grunt says it isn't behind the poster. Sorry mister, but I know the game alright. I finished it multiple times Pokemon Fire Red, so please. Besides that, you're a Rocket Grunt, why should I believe you, huh? Oh, he's telling the truth. My bad, G. I guess we'll just go back to Lavender Town and oh look, Magnet is evolving nice. Let's fuse it with Honedge, and it looks fabulous now. So back to Lavender City where we encounter Blue. I destroy him. I swear if you are able to use some echoed voice in the end it becomes really powerful and is capable of one-shot things. Awesome. And use Renan again where this time Blue wants to help us, and we first have to go take back the Silph Co. So we go back to Southern City where we met Erika, who asks us to go in the sewer because apparently the Rocket hideout is there now. I have to say the sewers were fun. Kind of new mechanics in this region and it feels refreshing once again. So arriving at Giovanni, I was destroyed by his awesome Kangaskhan. I was 200 leveled so I went training. It took some time. I got an egg which had a very ugly Pokemon that even a Vaporeon couldn't make. So Elon Musk evolved and I was not a fan of the colors and the eyes, so I decided to change it and it looks awesome. I don't think I've said it enough. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It looks like one sword is made of fire and the other is of ice. I love it. It's awesome. Back from the turning, all my Pokemons are now level 40, which means I can now take on Giovanni, which was much easier. Only Magdo fainted and then Dry Tomato finished the job. Anyway, I was now able to take on the gym, which was kind of very easy. Erika got smacked by my Dry Tomato and its Sludge Wave, Kahoot finishing it. And now I have 2 coupons, which I will swiftly go to the Poké Center to use them. And I have to say, this gym looks awesome! Aaron and Lavitar looks so cool. And we also got this thing, if we even can call it a thing, which goes to the PC. I trained my Pokemon in the tower and got the flute from Fuji, and I caught Snorlax. Tried some fusions with him and noticed that Honedge/Snorlax is by far better than Gengar and Honedge. Oh yeah, Hunter evolved. So, our new Snorlax is a destructive weapon. He has 101 attacks at level 40. A kind of low stats next, but since Snorlax is a tank himself, he can take on battles, and with leftover he is just a monster. Arriving at Fuchsia City, my first reaction was to go to the Safari Zone and explore and also get new Pokemons. And I had a lot of new Pokemons that could make great fusions for the near future. I then found this great temple that had great loots, Pokemons, but also a Volcarona. If you're not familiar with him, Larvesta, his other evolution, evolved in the Volcarona at level 59. It is really high, so I desperately need that Volcarona. And he escaped. Back to the gym, which was by far the most annoying gym I ever fought in all of Pokemon fan games and games. Because this fucking Koga had a stall Pokemon. To those who don't know, stall Pokemons are Pokemons that are tanks, generally, such as Blissey, and who kills the opponent by stalling through high evasion stats by using double team and then kills the Pokemon through poisoning. If you play a Pokemon Showdown, they are worse than legendary spammers, because it is simply too OP and it takes a fuck ton of time to kill them. For instance, you can see the battle right now, and you can see that while I'm explaining to you, the fight is still on. And I want thanks to Sparta, who is a steel type and can get touched by Toxic, and with Fleet's leftover, her freaking takedown useless. Anyway, after the fight, Lance arrives and tells us that Team Rocket has taken over Saffron City, and we need to go there ASAP. They also caught the 3 legendary birds and have a lot of Master Ball. We have to go there immediately before anything awful happens, and I agree. But first, let's use our beloved coupons which we just got to have 2 pointless Pokemons, and another Pooh, which is so funny to me. Going outside of the center Pokemon, we are greeted by Blue. I swear I just hate this guy. He is nice and smirky at the same time. He is like Anakin Skywalker without steroids. So we destroy him once again. He does suck and I just hate him. Oh, thanks for the Stardust, bro. I might accept him a little more. I then trained my Pokemon to level 55, seeing how high some Pokemons were, and also it will evolve Jin, and he looks absolutely fabulous. And look at his stat! He is just freaking awesome, man! Back to Saffron City, where I had to search for an ID card to get into the Silphco building. Thank God Rocket Team grunts are hella stupid, and while beating one up, he lost his card. The building was really easy. They were very underleveled, which I don't get it since the gym before had level 45 Pokemons, but that's great since this awful part of the game will be easy. Oh, and also, you know how they made it worse? By adding a reality check to it. You have to save the civilians to then go upstairs and finally beat on Giovanni. But this time with Lance. Finally someone useful in Pokemon games. After saving the civilians, we then go to confront Giovanni. Lance was against a grunt and I was against Giovanni, and it turns out of no expectation, totally they never mentioned that Giovanni caught the trio and also they could fuse 3 Pokemon at a time. He fused them together. Really surprising, gotta say. I am shocked. But again, thanks to Sparta, it was a piece of cake. I used Swords Dance a couple of times, but put them at half HP, and then used Haze, again Swords Dance multiple times, and after a few Sacred Sword, I beat him. He ran away with the burst, and I got the Master Ball. A nice useless item if you're a real Chad. Also, in this game, apparently you can die. But also, by dying you could see him. Blue. God, always late. I didn't want to go downstairs but was forced to. I had to confront him. He again looked high at me, thinking he's better and faster. You. And he gave me Lapras. Oh, he's so nice. This is hard to say, guys, but for the first time I got rid of my starter. Don't get me wrong, I love Venusaur and Nidoking, but they just couldn't keep up with the others. I had mess stat while others had awesome stats. Would die to Pokemons 20 level below, so I had to change. I tried a couple Pokemon, but I decided to go with this awesome Lapras Typhlosion fusion, which personally is easily in my top 5 fusion in this fan game. And also, Water slash Fire type is a fabulous combination. Now let's check out the gym. I'm not gonna lie, it was very easy. Also, one of the worst gym ever since it's pure luck. But I got insanely lucky and got to the gym in 5 TPs. She was so easy, I actually used her as a training for my Lapras Typhlosion. Sparta one-shot every one of her Pokemon when I sold myself with some Sword Stance. And this time I actually got 3 coupons, so that's awesome. And I got trash. But it's okay, I now think they are useless since my team is awesome. We directly went to Cinnabar Island, where we had to go to the old mansion to find Blaine hiding in there. The mansion didn't change that much, so it was pretty easy to find him. After that, we directly took on the gym, where I chose Tampura to finally go against the trainers since they had similar levels, but Blaine didn't. It was a whole other level. Actually the same as mine. I had to use a max revive to win, since I underestimated him and didn't heal Tampura, who could have taken on that awesome Arcanine. The combos were again kind of crappy. After this battle, I wandered around not knowing what to do or where to go, and went into the laboratory where I found this grunt who stole and forced the scientists to tell where the 3 legendary birds are now. He then proceeded to give us a choice in which Pokemon to save. I chose Zapdos because I thought to evolve my Elon I had to go to the power plant to get the item to evolve him. Turns out I was wrong and I just needed to be outside. And yeah, now that's an awesome looking Pokemon. I love it. I thought I would have to change the Magneton for Zapdos, but hell no. In the power plant we found and fought grunts. And finally we arrived at Zapdos, but first we had to destroy the grunts who forced the scientists to tell everything. We destroyed her. I then proceeded to waste all of my Pokeball on this stupid Zapdos until I had to use the Master Ball, which is a shame and I just hate it. But boom, there you go, Zapdos captured. When I got out of the power plant, the scientist said that Giovanni was in Goldenrod City and gave us a ticket to go there by train. I got there and then found this grunt who totally did not rate his boss's position. Therefore, I went in the building where I had to go all over the top of it because apparently the elevator was stuck there to find out it was the same stupid grunt playing a trick. And when I found Giovanni, he seemed off, like he was meditating or something. He said he would release the birds, but first I had to battle him in the gym. So I went there. This battle was kind of difficult. His Lapras destroyed half of my team and his Snorlax was really annoying. Tesla, old Elon now, couldn't get hit by Snorlax, but he would just spam rest and I wouldn't be able to beat him. After some time I finally beat him and got the last badge. He then said he is finished with Team Rocket and that's it. He said thank us, he would give us the 2 items that would enable us to go to the other 2 birds. I also got an Infinite Splicer by destroying the fake red, which will allow me to get Infinite Fusion for free, so that's great. I then wandered around for a while looking for new legendaries or pseudo legendaries to catch before the league, but I couldn't find any except Moltres, which I didn't even do on purpose. I was looking for Groudon. I caught it after like 3 Hyper Balls and I couldn't find any use for him since all of his fusions were looking so great, sadly. After a while I finally decided to take on the Victory Road, but before that we were greeted by Blue. It was a really easy battle. Sparta just needs to get a few Swords Dance and he one-shots every member of his team. Finally arriving at the Victory Road, I noticed nothing much had changed from Heart Gold's Victory Road, except that there is now trainers who are annoying when you are solving a puzzle. After a while, I finally arrived at the Indigo Plateau and looked up a bit more if I could change some attacks in my team, but no, my team was great seeing how it was, so we took on the league. Lorelei was kind of easy. Her Magong was annoying to beat, he defeated Helios but Tempura managed to beat him thanks to a crit, and Raz was easy, and Tempura then took on her whole team with flamethrowers. Then there was Bruno. I don't think there's much to say except that Alouette with Moxie literally destroyed that man except his Magnetics, which for some silly reason I would keep using Earthquake although I knew it wouldn't affect him, which forced me to use Helios to beat him with Heat Waves. And Agatha was really hard. I had to continuously heal my team to not lose. Her Miss Mabat was hella annoying, and so was her Snorgar. Her whole team was really powerful, and her Snorgar made a really stupid move which was to use Curse, which took him to red and was beaten up by Tempura. That was not hard but not easy. It was a great fight. I had to use some healing attempts but nothing much. His Dragonos beat Tesla and Tempura and his Outrage was really annoying, but I managed to use some Swords Dance and heal Sparta and again and again. And again and again. Which was pointless since Tifnir forced him out of the battle. Tugonite was also really annoying. She would spam Outrage, which I then had to spam heal so we would be confused, but finally Alouette beat her with Fly. And Pterodactyl was powerful. Took Alouette and Sparta out, but finally he lost. And then his Poryja, which forced me to heal more of my Pokemon, which was kind of useless since he would deal no damage to Jean. And Sparta defeated Poryja, which was the end of Lance. Now came our final battle with Blue. He had new Pokemons, but Tessa kind of forced him to use all of his full restore, and also his Nidojot, who dealt no damage since he would spam Swords Dance and full restore. Yeah, not really smart, is he? So he decided to change to a Torter, although he had 3 Swords Dance. Why? Torter got down, but Tesla was KO'd by Mortar, which got one-shot by Tempura. Electados let me use a lot of Swords Dances, which once again signed the end of Blue by Sparta. And there it was. The game was finished. And while I was in the Pantheon, I couldn't help but notice one thing. How my team looks